I bolted this right to the shock mount through the U-bolts using really thick, I don't even know what these were, but I found them and I used them, one per side, and that's what it looks like. And then I ran this U-bolt, and I had about 3 feet of this, and I just cut it to fit. Can this scrounged up contraption actually help out with this? Welcome to 318 Will Run. I'm 318 Will Run. In our last video, we couldn't take drag truck out and test on our 318 Will Run engineered traction device because the roads were wet. But later that day, the roads were dry, the sun came out, so we went out and we tested on it a bit. We were pleasantly surprised. Nothing is a guarantee, but without further ado, I would like to catch you up on what happened out of town. We will show you the video, short, sweet, and what we did. And then when that's over with, I want to bring you back here, if you're interested, and hopefully you'll follow me to the end. I want to break down the video. I would like to bring you the meat and potatoes of the videos as soon as you see what happened out of town. Hopefully you'll meet me back here when that's over with. See you then. So we're going to try out the traction device. One of the things I want to do is just try it where it was before and see if I can get a takeoff. Before there was no taking off in this very spot I'm at. No spin in there and no scratch between first and second. I gotta try it again. Here we go again. Ready? I was wanting to kill the motor now. It is not spinning. So I can tell you, I'm not saying we fixed all of our issues for traction. I can tell you just by a couple of sample takeoffs that it is much more controllable and better. I can force the issue and get them to spin, but it's so easy to control it now out of the hole, and it's really taken off. So I'm going to take a little bit of grease here from where I freshly greased my ball joints and zerts, and I'm going to put just a little film on top of each bumper. Come down here. Can you shine in there on that? Can you see it? Yep. Okay, so I'm putting a little grease here, and I'm going to put a little grease on the other side, and we'll see if they hit. We'll see if my bumpers now on the traction bars are hitting the eye of the leaf spring. I got them mounted solid, so they're not really going to do that unless I get a lot of axle twist on it. It's just for my own personal knowledge. We'll try it again. All right, we'll see if we can force the issue of the traction bars hitting the eye of the leaf. So I'm going to take my rag and I'm going to rub the eye of the leaf and see if I get grease. Almost looks like there's a faint spot there, but as suspected, no. Let me check the other side.
Oh yeah. Why just one side?
It must be set just a hair closer to the other. All right. So I'm getting grease off the eye of the leaf spring, so that means my traction bars are making the trip up and hitting it. Here's the deal. The way I got those traction bars mounted, the only way they could do that is not off of how they normally would be set up. A lot of people say, you set them up wrong. I know I did. I did it intentionally. I'm not trying to use them as traction bars. I'm trying to use them as a stabilizing bar, almost like a trailing arm or a control arm, like a straight solid piece from the eye of the leaf to the rear end is what I'm trying to use them for. But they are getting enough action, enough axle twist, and that means it's trying to plant the rear end to the ground, and it is hitting the eye of the leaves. So there you have it. I can't believe the difference what I did made between the traction bars, the leaf spring, and the shocks. That it's very easy for me to control this. In fact, it's really exposing a problem down low end out of my tune. See, you learn when you hook it up, you learn you got a flat spot coming out of the hole. The spinning of the tires hid that. Okay, besides the cutting out I'm getting, let's see what kind of takeoff I could get out right now. Before there was no such thing as taking off. Let's see what I can get now if I was gonna go. Zero spin if I don't want it to. So I'm gonna show you a video and you're gonna see probably nothing there. It's gonna see like that's kind of a pointless clip. But let me show you what's all in this clip. First thing we know that happens on every rear-wheel drive car when you accelerate, even if it's a slant six, we know that the axle twist will be this going this way. So the front of the pinion is going to want to lift up. So first of all, watch exactly what I show you. All right? Watch. You'll see the axle twist. Watch it. There's not a whole lot of twist, but you can see it right there. Now what I want you to watch, as you've seen this twisting is going to pull this down, this shock mount down. You're going to see the shock separate. Now if you watch, you're going to see the shock right here. Right where this part is in here is the best place to see it. Right on the circled part. You're going to see this extend. It's going to go back in, and then it's going to extend again due to the fact that the truck cut out. There was a flat spot there. So it took off, extended, and then you're going to see it come back in and then re-extend as it picked up. Now I want you to pay attention to these leaves here. Remember I cut the bands off here? And this next clip, I want you to watch, and you can see both sides at the same time. You're going to see this leaf separate and come down. Just go ahead and watch the areas there that I got circled. Now with more power being applied to it, they'll separate down further. So we got the rear leaves here to separate. You'll see that as I take off. Now this is actually the most critical piece that I'm going to show you. Watch in this next clip the frame separate from the rear end. That is evidence that the eye of the leaf is being hit by the traction bar bumper. Okay, right there you can see the frame lift, and that's controlled axle twist. And that is this hitting this. Watch. We'll show you that in another clip. Right there, went up, right there. Did you see it go up? And then it comes back down because of the hesitation. And this is a couple of videos ago when I set this up, why I use this. My brain imagined this having a hole right here and being the axle, this being the shock that extends. How do I get from the axle to the front of the eye of the leaf to be solid? And that's why I mounted it to the shock plate at the end, ran the traction bar, clamped it up here, and then the bumper hits the eye of the leaf spring. And that is the reason why I do not have it up against there for the suspension purposes. But yet again, if this twists at all, it's going to eventually hit it. So what truly happens when you floor a leaf spring car like this with axle twist. When your axle twists like this would be the front of the car heading up this way. When your axle twists like this and this is mounted, it's going to want to bring this up, but this being mounted is going to want to S it this way. So when you floor a leaf spring car, like a stock suspension, I don't care if it's a Duster or a truck or whatever, it's going to want to go like this, then S this way. It's not what you want for traction. Some people just try to clamp your springs and that helps, but I wanted something more straight and more firm than just a couple of clamps. So that's why I actually bolted to the 2 U-bolts up front, and I went up the leaf and I clamped it up here, and that straight bar is at the bottom of the leaf like this, and the bumper I left away for the suspension to have some actuation. But if you twist this, the whole thing goes like this and it's going to hit the eye. Thank you for joining us again. Appreciate it. We're heading in the right direction. Till next time.